So if you're like me, you hate counting calories. It's not fun, you don't know how to do it fully, and on top of it, it's just a waste of time to you. You're just a little bit confused about everything when it comes down to it. So in this video, I break down the entire guide of how I actually burn off body fat when I'm going through cuts without having to track my calories. It's the most optimal and efficient way of being able to do so without overcomplicating things, without creating bad habits for yourself, bad mentality, and overall, this is going to get you closer to that fat loss goal that you're looking for. So let's dive right into this presentation. You hate counting calories. You hate counting your macros. You think it's way too time consuming. You don't really fully understand it. I understand it, but you might understand it, but you just hate doing it, right? I hated counting calories. I couldn't understand my food intake and things of that nature, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And these pictures on the left, I thought I knew what I was doing. Obviously not, right? Obviously, I've been able to get a lot more shredded, build a lot more muscle, and most importantly, stay in great shape while also being able to fit everything into my lifestyle. So this video and this presentation is going to be walking you completely through how I transformed my entire physique and I got extremely shredded by just being able to follow these simple steps and not having to track my calories. So let's get into this video, right? This little scale, man. These little scales, I don't understand them. I hate them. So there's steps here, right? So let's get into the first step, right? Eating real food. This is a big one. This is why I got it number one. Got it at number one. Real food. Okay? Eliminating processed foods. One ingredient, whole foods. Now, this isn't an advertisement for Whole Foods, but one ingredient Whole Foods is exactly what it sounds like, okay? If you look at the ingredient list on your food that you're about to purchase or eat, the only food that should be listed on the ingredients is avocado, steak, right? There's no other ingredients on that ingredient list other than that, okay? And that should be 90% of the time. So the 90-10 approach, 90% 10% approach is simply enough. 90% of the time you are eating one ingredient, whole foods. Try to make it 100 if you can, right? The 10% is just for people who really just want to be able to enjoy themselves on a dinner out once a week or something like that. And making sure that you're dialed in when it comes down to everything of that nature. Another great thing about whole foods is that they're more satiating, right? Like when you eat a good whole food meal, you're more full than you are after you eat McDonald's. There's a reason behind that. The digestion is slower. It's less carb heavy. It's less sugar heavy. So your body digesting these foods is taking a longer time to break them down. And you feel a lot more full when you eat them for a longer extended period of time. Okay? And this is very important when you're trying to shed down body fat and when you're trying to lose weight. Because if you feel more full, you're not going to feel that need to eat again, of course, right? And the best way to be able to knock a sweet tooth is eating fruit. It's nature's candy, as I used to say as a kid. And the reason behind this is because it hits that same spot. Throw some honey on it, right? It's literally candy. And it's better. You're hydrating your body. You're having nutrients and minerals and things of that nature in the fruit that you're not having with processed candies, brownies, things of that nature, right? Eat more fruit. You're going to be shedding off that weight with being able to hit that sweet tooth that you still have, right? And you're making the best of both worlds. You're making those ends meet. And you're still sharpening the sword. Next up is tracking your weight. Some of my clients track their weight every single day. Some of them track it every single week. It depends on your relationship with your body and how comfortable you feel with weighing yourself. But you should be weighing yourself at the very least on a weekly basis. And the reason behind that is because you want to know where you're at. You want to know if you're gaining or losing weight, okay? And the best way to be able to tell if the foods that you're eating are actually working and how much you're eating is actually working, right, without overcomplicating the calories and the macros in your mind, is seeing the weight. and then watching it daily and then hypothesizing what's going to happen the next day. So say, for example, the whole day you eat pizzas, right? I know that in the morning I'm going to weigh more than I did that morning because I ate pizza all day. Same concept if you eat one ingredient whole foods, have two really, really big solid meals, I'm probably going to be a little bit lighter. I'm going to feel lighter. I'm going to feel better overall, which is the most important thing, right? And obviously you make those adjustments accordingly. Another great tool to use is a mirror. I'm looking at myself in the mirror right now. Look at yourself in the mirror, right? You get to see, you get to tell if you are looking better, okay? So make sure you're looking at yourself in the mirror and taking progress pictures and continuously seeing your progress throughout the month, okay? Some of my clients in my coaching program, right, I recommend them to use a Hume scale. This is basically a scale. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you're serious about it, it's a great investment. And the reason behind it is it tells you your body fat percentage. So it's a little bit better than one of those normal scales that I have a picture of up here. Next is fasting. Okay, so fasting is a game changer when it comes down to making sure that you're in a caloric deficit. And if you don't know what a caloric deficit is, it's basically how many calories you need to be eating to be able to lose weight, okay? And there's something called the 16-8 window. Simply enough, the 16-8 window is 16 hours out of the day you're fasting, 8 hours of the day you're eating. Simple way to break this down is if I break my fast at noon, 12 o'clock p.m., and I eat until 8 p.m., I can't eat again until 12 p.m. noon the next day. Okay, so 8 hours of eating, 16 hours of fasting, however you want to break it down. Best way to do it is usually at around 10 o'clock in the morning up until 6 o'clock in the afternoon. That way you're getting adequate sleep and you're not digesting while you're sleeping, so you're not messing up your recovery. But most importantly, you're staying in that fasted state, okay? Later you push back that first meal, the better. So try not to eat breakfast at 7, 8, 9 a.m., right? Try to wait at least until 10 o'clock. This is a great hack, right? I call it a hack because it's biohacking, people call it, right? It's a terminology that people throw out there. But it's just simple. Don't eat in the mornings. And you're still able to eat those large meals, but still feel full, right? You're still feeling satiated when you eat, so you don't feel like you're starving yourself. But not eating breakfast in the morning helps you stay in that deficit. Throughout the entire time, right, this doesn't mean that you can't drink water or you can't drink coffee or electrolytes, and that's important, okay? So make sure that you're staying extremely hydrated throughout your fasting, making sure that you're drinking a ton of electrolytes when it comes down to it, right? Element is a great electrolyte packet that I like to use, but there's a ton of products out there. Just look up electrolyte supplements. You'll find them out there. And black coffee. When I'm fasting, when I'm in a shedding phase, when I'm trying to lose off some body fat, black coffee is an amazing appetite suppressant, and it extends that feeling of not being hungry. Next up is the 7-30 method. Simply enough, 7 days a week, 30 minutes of exercise, okay? And it can be anything. It can be walking, running, lifting, whatever, sports. Doesn't matter. 7 days a week, you're moving your body. You're staying active. An active lifestyle is going to help you burn more calories. It's going to help you shed off that weight, right? Make sure that you're getting in that vitamin D, getting in the sun, making sure that you're outside and moving your body. It improves your mood and it's giving you some fresh air, right? It's making you feel better. So just 30 minutes a day. Commit yourself to that every single day, 7 days a week, and see how you feel in a month from now. It's game changing, especially if you're not as active as that, right? And if you want to, you're able to track how many calories you're burning with a smartwatch. Not necessary though. Just making sure that you're moving 7 days out of the week for 30 minutes, the 7-30 method. Last but not least, making it easy. If you can, get some food cooked like this was a leftovers, for example, right? I cooked more than I needed to throughout that dinner, and then I just prepared it for myself for lunch the next day, okay? Making it easy for yourself is always going to be the answer. It's always going to be the key. Always having that food prepared is always going to be better for you. So, some of the tips that I like to tell people, especially my clients, is only buy the food that you want to eat and have in your house, right? Never go grocery shopping when you're on an empty stomach, right? When you're starving. So don't go to the grocery store when you're fasting, right? Make sure that you have a good meal before you go to the grocery store, because you're going to end up buying food that you don't want to eat, the bad foods, right? You're going to end up buying the foods that you crave, right? When it comes down to those processed, like Nutella bars or something like that. I don't know if some of you guys eat that, but that's a craving of mine, right? And I'll buy it if I'm hungry at the grocery store, which you shouldn't. You got to stay away from those foods. And another really great tip to making things easy for yourself is trying to eat a good meal just before you go out, like to a dinner or something like that, when you know it's going to be unhealthy, right? If you're one of those people that eats out a lot and you go out to dinners for work, happy hours, things of that nature, try to make sure that you're eating before you go out. That way you're staying away from all the processed foods and all the canola oils that they use at those restaurants. It's not good for you. So try to limit like a dinner out to once a week. That'll keep you in that 90-10 rule, right? That 90% to 10% of the time rule. And simply enough, that's it. Follow all of these and you're not going to need to track your calories. You're not going to need to track your calories when you're burning off body fat. Eat real food, track your weight on a weekly to daily basis, start fasting, right? The 7:30 method, and make it easy for yourself. It's that simple. If you do all these steps, right? When I'm shedding off body fat, it's exactly what I do, because most importantly, it's helping me stay on track with myself. I'm still on top of it, but I'm not obsessing over it. And that is the best way to do it, because it fits a lifestyle of somebody who enjoys to have fun, who enjoys to have an active lifestyle, but doesn't want to be tracking all the time and consuming their minds all the time with just that process. So follow these steps, and I promise you, you're going to get shredded in no time. It's just a matter of time. Just make sure that you're following them on a daily basis. Okay? That's it. Since you watched this entire video, that proves one thing to me and one thing to yourself: that you're ready to make a change and you want to be able to do it on your terms that fits your lifestyle. In my one-on-one coaching program, I go over systems just like this one of how to be able to do just that. How to set goals for yourself, how to build muscle, burn off body fat. I do one-on-one training programs with you, and on top of it, we do a one-on-one coaching call every single week. To get on a one-on-one onboarding call with me, the link is in the description. Book on the Calendly link today.